What's going on, guys? I hope you're having a great day. Today we're looking into Dsync, a AI powerhouse, and we're looking into why it had such a big spike, and of course the number one question: will it or will it not go past the $1 billion market cap? Anybody on X that has invested into Dsync is obviously promoting it and is saying that it will be one of the unicorns. Unicorn is a project that has got $1 billion or more, and everybody that's positively promoting it, that there's hidden agenda, because they've got their own bags are loaded with it. So the better it does, the better it is for their bags. But why are they so confident? Why is everybody saying that it will get past the $1 billion market cap? Why do I expect that it will? Well, let's look at that in this video. But first things first, we can obviously see a massive spike, and this has happened over the last 2 days. It jumped up over 30%. The volume has jumped up massively, which is probably because of a couple of major announcements and another announcement that is coming up tomorrow. But also, of course, because the market itself is looking very juicy. So Ethereum is sitting very comfortably above the $4,200, 4,200. It's only 400 and something dollars away from its new all-time high. So 466 is what it was at before, or 466 probably. Yeah, 466 was the peak. So slightly more than a 10% gain, and we're there. We're at an all-time high. So that is, of course, exciting. You can see the overall sentiment in the market is changing a little bit. It's getting more and more positive. And we know that money flows into Bitcoin, flows into Ethereum, flows into the bigger alts, and flows into the rest of the alts out there. And where is it going to flow into mainly? It's, of course, the new and upcoming trends and new and upcoming narrative, which is AI. We've talked about this in multiple videos before. We know that all the money will be flowing into AI because it's new, it's fun, it's exciting, it's what everybody talks about. It's the unknown a little bit. A lot of people don't even know what AI exactly is, but because it has the label of AI on there, they'll be investing into it. So we already know that projects like Theo and all the other ones that we've spoken about before will pump and do really well. Then we want to look into the projects that, have established themselves already in a very okay way in the market, but have a lot of legs left, a lot of room left for growth, which is Dsync. So you look at the bigger, coins within AI, for example, Theo is one of them. Comfortably you can invest into it knowing that there's going to be a lot of upward trends. Then you have these very tiny, small coins where you just gamble. They can go one or two ways. They can just straight to zero, or they give you a 50x or 100x. That's just pure gambling. And then there's some out there that were a little bit more calculated because they actually have an up and running product. You can see that they've established themselves on the market. There's a lot of major accounts that are talking about it, and those are the ones that we want to look into, with Dsync being one of them, if not the coin, essentially. So you already know Alex Becker is talking about it quite a bit. He mentions it all the time. So yeah, he's kind of taking the piss, of course, because he's mentioned it from a very low point onwards, and now people are starting to talk about it. But you got to be quick because it is pumping. As you can see here, he did mention that he's going to mention it again. So he's essentially convinced that it'll go above the dollar, and he'll still positively promote it, which is, of course, a good sign. So Alex Becker talking about it is always a positive. Why? Because whether you like him or you don't like him, he does help you pump your bags up. So, and along with him, there's a couple more KOLs that have that same effect. So why did it pump over the last couple of days though? Well, there's been some major upgrades and updates essentially within the mainnet and within the functionality. So as you can see here, multiple updates have been included. The temporary agent memory layer is upgraded. The fast lane has got an upgrade. The cross-chain AI oracles. What this all means, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into what Destra actually does in a second. So as you can see, all I'm trying to say here is there's a lot happening. There's multiple updates that they've came out with, which is positive. It shows that the team is actively working. They're working hard. They're coming up with consistent impulses for the investors essentially. And we know in crypto, one of the major key pointers to invest in a coin is whether the team and the marketing team focuses on keeping investors happy and engaged, and they definitely are. So again, here this was an update that was given on the 23rd of July, so 3 weeks ago roughly. Destra ecosystem major milestone unlocked. As we approach the mainnet, Destra ecosystem has been hitting one milestone after the other. So 1 million users or 1 million transactions on the testnet, which is amazing. Of course, that's a lot. $2.4 million distributed in real staking and node rewards, where here you can see already that at the moment, this was posted on the 9th, I believe. Yeah, on the 9th. So on the 9th, it said that over $2.5 million has been distributed so far. So that's exciting. The next drop of 215K is coming on the 15th. So 5 more days to go, and then this will get dropped, which again as well will probably help. And yeah, major announcement, as we said, major announcement is coming up tomorrow on Monday. So keep an eye out for that. We'll see if there's another positive upward trend coming up when the week starts again tomorrow. So overall positive sentiment, overall a lot of momentum that's being built up within Destra itself. So high expectations, very high expectations. Then when we look at Destra itself, obviously they have the staking system in place. So this is the website, empowering the next gen AI with decentralized computing. So Destra Network pioneers true decentralized computing solutions for the emerging AI economy, and their a comprehensive suite of offerings is designed to immerse Web3 enthusiasts in authentic decentralized AI, leveraging the robust Destra GPU network and cloud solutions. So they have a lot of different elements as to what they offer. Let's dive into Let's dive into what they actually do, because they have a lot more to it than most people are aware of. So here you can see what the ecosystem of Destra actually consists of. Primus 2.0 is the first one. That's the agents, the AI agents, probably one of the major elements of what they do. So as you can see here, Primus 2.0, it's a agent that doesn't rely on scripted flows or templates. It actually operates as a human developer. It constantly evolves and learns and improves along the way itself. So it writes smart contracts from scratch, debugs errors, and deploys that's all autonomously. So there's no human that needs to get in between. Kind of scary if you ask me how far we've gotten, but of course this is what you want from a project. So when you're investing into it. Then the OCAI, intelligence on demand, deploy AI in one click. So intelligence on demand, deploy AI in one click. Autonomous trading agents, smart contract auditors, DAO automation tools, predictive analytics engines, and governance intelligence bots. So those models can be deployed with a single click, no coding or hosting overhead. Every model runs natively on the Destra GPU network itself. So next, they got the cloud, of course, so the Web3 infrastructure. They have all the components that you need within a cloud. So you can store NFTs. You can, I think it's on the website itself, they go in a little bit more depth on the storing part of the cloud services. Here you go. NFT storage, file storage, and then web hosting as well. So with the web hosting itself, you can, within the Web3, host on Google Chrome and on Safari as well. Then the hard-based DNS privacy at the infrastructure layer starts with the DNS. So most internet traffic, even when encrypted, leaks metadata through the DNS. Destra Zone solves this by replacing the centralized resolvers with a decentralized DNS mesh. Destra AI blockchain, the more it's used, the more it burns. Obviously, they have a burning mechanism in place as well, so it's a deflationary burning mechanism that's in place, which means that the more the tokens get burned, obviously we know the concept, the easier it is for the token price, for the tokens that you hold yourself, increases the value. So every product, the agents, the OCAI models, the GPUs, everything runs on Destra itself. So the layer 2 chain purpose built for automation and autonomy. Destra L2 is designed though to deflate. It's a deflationary system. So every action across the network, which means everything that you do, deploying an AI model, renting the GPU cycles, hosting a DEP, or writing storage, contributes to the Dsync token buybacks and burns. And this is a concept that is just going to continue on and on and on and on. Which means when we look at the fully diluted market cap and we look at the maximum supply, obviously the burning mechanism is very beneficial for our token prices and therefore our bags. So they have a staking system in place that looks something like this. Here's the staking systems. So let's see if we can claim a reward. No, we're not connected. I am connected, but I probably don't hold anything in here. But essentially, you can stake your tokens for a significant period of time and get a reward for it. A lot of people do it, and totally rewarded has been $2 million in Ethereum already. And then, of course, as we know, the actual rewards distributed so far are over $2.5 million. Where were we? Here we go. That was the staking system. Build your own agent army. This is the Primus 2.0 where you can build your own AI agents. Not that interesting. I think what we want to know more of is the roadmap itself. So it's a very stacked roadmap. The 2025 roadmap is massively stacked. So the stake and incentive program that is currently live. Mainnet phase 4 Dsync goes deflationary. That's currently live. Primus 1.0, we're already at 2.0 currently. Q2, strategic partnership initiated. Obviously, that's true. L2 AI mainnet launch, that's happened. Beta, Primus 2.0 beta is live, that's happened. AI wallet co-pilots rollout. Introduce smart wallet assistants that help users optimize DeFi strategies, manage assets. Cool, not sure whether that's out there, yes or no. Tokenized intelligence index. The NFT-backed AI agents. We've seen more on this. So far, most of it, what we see here, I'm not sure about every individual pointer, obviously, but a lot of it has been deployed or is currently active. So they're on track, especially with such a stacked roadmap. Sometimes they miss out on a couple of things, but it seems like they are on track here. Q3, scaling agents and mesh compute. Now the agents start to grow. In Q3, Destra expands its reach with trading agents, memory shards, governance by AI, public release of the Destra Zone device. What can we expect? Global hackathon, the Codex challenge, launch of a global AI and Web3 hackathon. Autonomous memory shard replication, that's what we can expect. Multi-agent chain governance, self-evolving agent contracts, on-chain compute mass expansion, cross-chain AI liquidity oracles, decentralized RPC. As you can tell, I don't even know what half of these things are, but you can tell that there's a lot happening with Destra itself. So don't feel the need to completely in-depth need to understand in-depth everything that they do. You can't pretend like we're investors here. We look at the market, we look at the sentiment, we look at the emotions of people when they invest, and we invest based on that. We already know that, at some point, maybe Destra wasn't there in the last bull run, but we do know if we take a coin that was there in the last run, even if we just probably take a Ethereum, we know that the last run, things went up quite significantly and it just came back down just as fast too. So it's on to us to read where the market is at as much as we possibly can and get out along the way. So what you want to make sure of, obviously, is you want to sell as high as possible, but if you're going to try and time the peak, you're going to miss out. So you want to sell along the way. And we're not there yet. We're not selling yet, but you do want to keep an eye out when is the moment there to sell. And then you want to sell step by step along the way up. You'll probably try to then sell a portion at the peak. When it starts to drop back down, all right, cool, we're on a downward trend now. You sell the last bits that you have in the downward trend. So you're selling your upward trend. The last bits left, you sell in the downward trend, means you've timed it properly and your average buyout price was higher than your average buying price. Otherwise, you're not making any money. So that's what we're doing here too with Dsync. That's what we're aiming to do. Doesn't mean we have to fully, understand every single thing that's going on here. As long as a whole, you understand what it is that they do in the market, what problem are they solving, and are they coming up with, continuous updates and upgrades. And as you can see, there's a lot more left that we can expect from Dsync, a lot more that's coming up. So one of the bigger projects that we can expect quite a lot from at the moment, when you're on the website, one little extra thing, so you can do the deploy AI, then you get to the AI models here. When you are connected with your wallet, you can have the FOMO indicator that will predict the FOMO levels of people in the market, pump and dump detection, and then bullish or bearish, which is pretty cool. The forecast of market direction based on key indicators. It's an AI model that uses all different indicators out there in the market and will come up with a prediction for you. Same here for the support resistance. It'll identify critical price levels for trading decisions. We know that there's people out there that, do really good at trading and look into different analyses and base their decisions and base the short-term trading on that. Well, here you got an AI model that can help you with it, that obviously understands the market a lot better than any individual person itself. So again, long story short, a lot's happening, a lot's already there, a lot has been built over time, and we can continue to expect Destra to come out with multiple updates, and it'll keep the investors excited, it'll keep the investors happy. So will Destra get above the $1 billion market cap? Well, I guess we'll find out. Is it possible? Yes, 100%. It's definitely possible. That's what we aim for. That's what we're looking into. So I'm excited to see where Destra is taking things. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.